Get in the bin, you fucking nonce. Well, if you just heard me say get in the bin, you fucking nonce. It's a little bit of a behind the scenes of what's happening in Geekified. Hi, welcome to another episode of Geekified. Hi Ryan, how you doing?
I'm superb, my dude. How is yourself?
Absolutely fucking fantastic. How's Callum?
I'm awesome. Thank you very much for asking.
Episode 2, this guy.
I know.
Episode of pop culture power.
I know.
Absorbed them in.
I know.
Absorbed them in. We have got like a shit. Wow, no, Buzz. Wow, no, Buzz.
I liked it how you were like, you might know Callum from Pop Culture Patter. I was like, nobody's going to know me from Pop Culture Patter.
Well,
there might be like a couple of people there that are raging.
I appreciated it. I made me look over, but
exactly. It works. God, we've got quite a decent amount to talk about, and it's literally only been 2 weeks. We didn't do one last week. You've probably just seen the absolute backlog we've flung at you. Just be YouTube and computers and life in general getting in the way. But this, you should be getting this relatively close to the date we're filming. Hopefully, just a couple of days after, we'll see. Should be quite good. It should be quite good. But today, which probably you don't know, which these guys know, is possibly one of the biggest cinematic days that we've ever heard of. It's like Oasis versus Blur in the world of movies. It is Barbenheimer Day. It's coming up for us tomorrow, so that's absolutely huge. Just a bit curious as to what the guys think about the whole situation. Barbenheimers became such a thing. Who's leading who on, and what exactly is happening? Why has it got in the way and shape that it has? Why did Barbie absorb Oppenheimer? Why did Oppenheimer absorb Barbie?
I just got a really weird picture in my head there.
Exactly. It's like, what do you think? What do you do, Callum? What's the deal? What do you think, Barbenheimer?
I quite like it. It's getting people to the cinema, and that's what we all love. So cinemas are going to make a fuck ton of money, which means they're going to stay open, which you're always scared of when you're a movie fan of.
R.I.P. Empire Cinemas.
Yeah. But no, I think it's been spot on. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the way people have engaged with it. I think it's fun. Two totally different movies. Who thought we would all be like, I want to go see a Barbie movie?
I know.
You know?
Well, that's the weird thing, because usually when we have this, we had before, we like say Dante's Peak, and what was the other one, the other volcano film?
Shit. It was Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, but they came out like the same time.
It's called Volcano?
Volcano, right,
yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. And it's not a fucking volcano, it's like in the streets of LA.
Aye, so it is. It's a weird. But what I mean is, with those they came out at the same time. There's a few films that have come out before, and they have this kind of battle at the thing because they're very similar films, and they come out. But this is the first. This is such a kind of, because they're not.
It's so weird.
They're not similar films in atmosphere, tone, or anything. But I heard somebody actually say something on it, and I was like, that's quite interesting, because it's for one of the best filmmakers in the world, who has proven themselves, won an Oscar, who's done this, also written it, won their awards for writing as well. This is both of Barbie and Oppenheimer, and it's like about one of the biggest figures in history. Do you know what I mean? All this kind of thing. And I was like, all right, there is actual weird parallels there. But more than anything, this is just why I love the internet. Do you know what I mean? Just to make things hilarious when they no need to be. Do you know what I mean?
I love all I would say I would throw up some of the pictures, but I'm not going to say that, because every time that I've tried to do that, it's failed. Obviously we want to get these episodes as quick as possible.
So it's slowly disappearing into ourselves.
Throw up a picture, Chris. That's been my editing life for the past couple of weeks.
Hey, it's not us, man. It's YouTube. So
YouTube.
About anything we try to do,
I do not understand what's going on.
No.
But honestly, just Google Barbenheimer meme. You'll see some of the funniest collabs of posters I've ever seen in my life. They're absolutely fantastic.
The thing I love the whole, what is it, like the Ryan Gosling thing, like he's letting me in, it's like download like new personality unlocked about the Ken thing and all that. Like, it's hilarious. To be honest, I don't think I'm going to love Barbie as an actual film. I mean, like, it's not going to. I don't see me being there like, oh, this is fantastic. I'm kidding.
Just me then.
Or
We might do a live reaction after.
Yeah,
Well, that's the thing. We're talking about this.
We're talking about. Hopefully, we're going to get everyone at roughly the same time, same day, and we can quickly talk about it. Regardless if it's on our phones, you can see some really shit footage.
Yeah.
Published not Witherspoons as we're half cut, piss going. It's 6 o'clock going. Oh, fuck, we've not filmed it.
I think that sounds like great content, to be honest.
So, can we talk about what the fuck we're going to do for it?
Yeah, well, we need to actually plan. Tomorrow?
Yeah.
We're not even done it. We're not even planning
this. We're always fly by the fucking
seat our pants.
But we see it make it work.
Exactly.
So, but I will get together.
I am genuinely, like I said, is like one of the things I did discuss with the guys was I think the biggest priority over Oppenheimer and Barbie is what order do you see it in? And I will fight anybody. It's Oppenheimer first and then Barbie. Ooh. Oppenheimer, you have lunch, digest a really serious movie. Then get fucked up and watch Barbie and enjoy the shit out of it.
You've sold me. No, I was going to have the other way around.
Everyone's doing it the other way. And I'm like, no, Barbie's the fun. After it. 41-year-old guy going, I've just seen Barbie. So that means I want to express myself.
Yeah, if there's chicks getting out dressed as Barbie, man, I'll get it.
I'm getting dressed as Barbie, so I'm going to get Ryan really drunk.
Man, I'm dressed as Barbie. I'm dressed for the appropriate person.
That's the thing, for the amount of fuss that we've had, do you think people are actually going to dress up for it?
Probably not, right? I actually know a couple of people who bought the Barbenheimer t-shirts and all that. I hadn't spent that money, although I would have if I thought about it.
I would get a Barbenheimer sleeveless t-shirt and wear it underneath.
I did share you the Primark. One was
like,
brilliant. I just wouldn't wear it. I'm not that gay. Only on a Wednesday. It's a Wednesday. I just see this Barbie top. It's quite cool from Primark. If you haven't bought it, go and buy it.
See, I want to wear it underneath like a really badly fitting suit, and then rip it open like Superman at the end. Oppenheimer, so you've got Barbie underneath, and then like just be ready for Barbie.
I hope people have got the fedoras on and the suits on and the cigars, and I hope they properly go for it. Go method on it.
So do you. The thing is, this is why I'm always saying I love America, but I know in America that'll be happening somewhere. There'll be groups of pals going and stuff like that. Over here, everybody's too much fucking sour puss grumpy bastard. Nobody will be here.
America is just going to get really into it. They're going to like do. I did go and see yesterday. I went to see Mission Impossible. Talk about that in a second. But in Cine World, there's the Mattel box for Barbie, which is really really cool.
That's sweet.
I did go myself because I'm a fucking loner. And I was like, I can't get a selfie in this box. And I was like, I don't know why I asked him. I'll let people weirdo. Take a picture of me inside the Barbie box. I felt that would be a
runs
bit...
with your phone.
I felt that would have been a bit off, so I didn't do it.
We'll get one.
Yeah, please,
we'll get one. We'll get it.
It's in the foyer, so we don't even have to see a film. If you guys could just come with me tonight. Right now,
we'll all hold hands and we'll have loads of accessories on.
I'm good with that.
My accessories are Ken. We're gonna do it.
As long as mine can be the cowboy hat, I don't care about the frills that's on it, but I'm all for cowboy hat.
It's just cool though, because like, imagine going out on a night out and there's guys wearing suits and the fedoras and the cigars, and then the birds are dressed up like Barbie. Like,
I think, do you know
what?
It
might be like how it should. Maybe be.
That's life. That's life. Yeah, that's life. I did bring up the other topic that I was wanting to discuss a little bit, which is Mission Impossible. And this is a hill that I will fucking die on. Tom Cruise is the king of cinema. I don't care what anybody says. I will live and die on this hill. There is no other man in the history of cinema who has brought so much success and so much winning to just cinematic performance. Be it, I mean, like cinema generally, but also he's like the DVD star. He is the king of cinema. And I'll forever, ever, ever, ever state it and live by it. And it's something that I was wanting to discuss. How do we feel about it?
I agree.
I'd love to, like I said, I'd love to someone who doesn't agree, but obviously I'm assuming we're not far off of the point.
I agree.
I've always thought he's got I don't know how crazy he is in real life, but ever since the couch incident in Oprah, I think he's always had a bit of a bad time. Like I don't know, man. I don't know. Obviously, it's a thing, you can perceive however you want to be like her. But the dude's still working. He's doing things he doesn't need to be doing. He's not taking the easy road. He says a lot of good, nice things. He's kills it with films. He's brought nearly twice now. So Mission Impossible, not Maverick, Top Gun 2 kind of things are the things that are showing people we need to kind of start making films again that aren't, just a franchise.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be Marvel. Like, I understand Top Gun 2 is a sequel to like a rental film.
But it's not exactly, it's a franchise kind of, but it's...
Yeah.
That's going to be a franchise though, because apparently they're planning on making more.
Oh, wow.
But I don't care, because I think Maverick shown us that you can make another couple of movies in that world.
Do you know what I mean about the difference between just like, it's a sequel to like, it's a franchise, so it's got this. I'm sure if you looked, there is probably Top Gun comic books, there is probably books, there is probably all that.
I don't think there is.
But
it's not a world that's been explored.
Maybe somebody in the comments, if they can tell us we're wrong about that. But it's just a sequel to me these days that isn't part of a more grandiose kind of franchises is still refreshing. It's weird that we're at that where a sequel's refreshing. Do you know what I mean? Instead of it just being all tied in. But but the Mission Impossible obviously is a sequel as well, and that is a full franchise. That's the thing. But they are just action movies. Do you know what I mean? They're just core action films, and it's what you've seen as well. And Amazon recently and a few other things, when they just kind of go back to basics and make just a fun film, or people are like, I really like this. Do you know what I mean? Instead of it being tied to it.
So one of the reasons I did bring it up, because it's like I love my segues, but we have not stopped. I think we need to change the fucking title of the fucking show from Geekified to Geekified. Okay. See what I did there?
That could be another wee channel. We'll just let the AI take care of it.
Just make AI versions of ourselves. We'll just upload ourselves into it. They'll probably get things out quicker.
But this is a serious topic. So we've joked about it since we started this, and I didn't know the topic of Mission Impossible. I didn't know what it was all about, and I don't know if you guys you've not seen it.
No, to be honest, the whole franchise, like Mission Impossible 2 I had on DVD, I loved. A few of them I've seen. Anyone I've watched, I went, that was really good, but I've never been like, the next Mission Impossible film. Do you know what I mean? It's like...
But the thing about Mission Impossible, they tie it off really well at the end of each one, but they give you a little bit more and they can open up and they leave enough in it.
You can go back and watch it in its own state. Like, I think I could watch the new Mission Impossible without seeing the one before it and be maybe quite alright.
No, definitely not.
No, right.
Oh, really? This one is definitely not. It fucking ties into the last couple.
So I need to go watch Henry Cavill pump his arms in.
Oh my God. Do you know what? Like, I was straight getting to see that movie, and I swear to fuck, like, after I seen Henry Cavill pump his arms and that toilet scene, the whole fucking movie, I was walking out going,
I'll tell you, no, I'm still straight, but
my arse was like,
the pumping the arms thing, man, that's some cool ass shit. That is, it reminds me of I don't know if any remember Brock Lesnar, the wrestler.
Yes.
And he would do this kind of wee thing. I can't do it now because I'm sitting down. I don't want to mess up the mic. But it's like, I don't know, there's something really cool. But
there was a massive story behind why he'd done it. He'd done the scene, I think it was something like 15 times or something like that. He'd done it, and his arms were sore.
So tired,
Yeah, his arms were tired, and he just went, I need to do this again. And then the director was like, can you do that? Can you do that for the next scene as well? And that was it. I left on. It was like, that's
why I like it even more, because I actually know what that feeling's like. Yeah. See when all the fatigue or the lactic muscles building up, and you've been there, and you're just like, do you know what I mean? It's kind of thing. I get that. I'm like, that's awesome.
Sorry,
I was just thinking
the slim gym bunny speaking now. I'm sorry, lactic acid in your body from working out. Fucking skinny.
I'll just get back into it, man. I'll just get back into it. Sorry, what you
I'm sitting here like my kebab belly and my can of Tisky, like.
Yeah, I've been drinking things that smell like farts, so at least I'm not doing that. Sorry,
the one thing I was going to say, when you were saying about the director saying do that again, he was going, I was straight before that.
No, Mr. Cavill.
But also,
do it again.
On the subject of Tom Cruise, how the fuck did he ruin The Mummy?
I don't think he did. I'm sorry.
I'm really?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about
this. This is a good topic,
because I was actually going to kind of dip into this about Tom Cruise. I think that whole idea, the monsters verse thing, it's actually a decent idea. It's something I actually think is really cool. I think they fumbled it with too many films that were not similar, trying to connect them and stuff like that. You really need to kind of do that Marvel thing and lay the groundwork. But The Mummy with Tom Cruise, I really enjoyed, man.
I thought it was great.
I really enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, it's not The Mummy with Brendan Fraser. That's leagues ahead. Yeah. Right? It's a different type of film. But I didn't understand the hate for it.
The one with Brendan Fraser was more like a Indiana Jones
Yeah.
mummy, whereas this wasn't. This was more
Modern day.
scientific, modern day kind of mummy, with just a guy who had to deal with the shit.
So let's hear the last. Why did you not like it?
That wasn't my complaint, that it wasn't the Brendan Fraser one, because we knew that was the case going into it. They were trying to do something different, but it just didn't land for me. I was just bored, and I was like, the plane scene was cool because it was a practical effect. Tom Cruise is doing it, but there was just nothing in it that was like, I like this.
I'll give you that. It was. There's nothing in it apart from maybe that plane scene that was specifically like, this is stand out. But as I was kind of saying earlier, sometimes I just like a film that you can just kind of watch, enjoy for its bad guy, good guy. Do you know what I mean? Evil being released, we need to stop it, kind of thing. And with Tom, and having somebody with the charisma and stuff to move it along, which I think Tom Cruise has got, I could enjoy it for that. I would have watched, and as cheesy as it is, I'm a sucker for the trope of the good guy getting the bad guy's powers like a vampire or something and having to be like, so spoiler for this hated film that was out years ago, but at the end of it when he's got the mad vampire power now and he's going about with his dead pal, who I love that actor, the guy for not Mean Girl, Jesus. What's it called?
That film.
No.
I can't remember.
The TV show. With the blue-eyed hot girl.
The TV show.
Blue-eyed hot girl that is New Girl.
Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah, so the guy from that.
The girl who looks like 15 other women when they've got a fringe.
Yeah. But very hot women.
Yeah.
But hot women.
Who are my type.
Katy Perry, Zoe Deschanel. I can't remember anyone else, but if it was a good editor, I would throw up on the screen, but apparently I'm shit.
It's not even that, it's YouTube doesn't like us doing it.
No, YouTube doesn't like that.
Every time we do it, YouTube's like, no, you're not allowed.
We're just going to do these episodes live from now on, just to save his ass.
Do you know what we should do? See if we've got a trailer to show. We should just reenact it really badly with foam and cardboard, and we can show some cutouts, and we can show kind of what happened. And YouTube will probably still strike us for it.
Probably.
But we can argue about it.
So I liked that you got too much like Iron Man because you had a fucking cardboard skull.
Give us all your money. But the thing at the end when he's got his pal who died comes back and he's a zombie and he's a vampire now and they're going about the desert trying to
Jake Johnson.
Is that his name?
Is it Jake Johnson?
Do you know?
Jake Johnson rings a bit.
Spider-Verse. He's the guy for Spider-Verse.
Jake Johnson, yeah. I'm only going by the fact you gave me two names from the two films. Because I can't remember.
I said the
I know
TV
Jake
show and the
Johnson
film.
was Spider-Verse.
I can never remember his name, but I do love his every guy kind of in his part or not.
Yeah.
He's my favourite bit about Spider-Verse. I relate with that Spider-Man.
He's Peter Parker, isn't he? He's the voice Peter Parker.
Peter B. Parker.
Peter B. Parker, sorry, yeah.
Let's do this again. That does a whole kind of thing and he's all kind of messed up with life. I love that guy.
I also liked him in Let's Be Cops.
Oh,
have you ever seen that movie?
I've not seen that.
Really funny.
That was really underrated, man. That was good. That was
I've
good.
not seen that.
Wayne, thing with Wayne's as well.
One of the Wayne's brothers, one of the 100 Wayne's brothers there is out there. Seems to be a new one every week.
Still popping out.
Yeah. I seen him. He did a animated show called Hoops on Netflix, which didn't do very well, but I kind of liked it. But it was a bit controversial because it was really fucking rude.
Right.
So therefore, it's on my list.
What hoops are we talking? Basketball hoops or spaghetti hoops?
Basketball.
Is this one of the ones? I think I missed that one out, but there was a whole kind of sea of badly animated TV shows trying to kind of replicate Family Guy that went on Netflix recently.
There was tons. There was solar eclipse or solar eclipses or something like that.
Solar Opposites.
Solar Opposites, which was basically it was like Rick and Morty crossed with Family Guy except aliens.
Yeah, pretty much.
F is for family as well. It was Bill Burr's one. I like that.
I quite like that, but I'm talking more about the ones that were. There's like, oh god, I should really know these names before I start talking, but we're winging it here. And one was called it was about like National Park Rangers, but there was a wee talking dog who loved drugs, and then they brought another one out on Netflix, and it was a wee talking bear who loved drugs. It's like they'd hardly changed the concept at all. One of them was called Brick something.
Are you sure we weren't just stoned?
Definitely, but like I'm sure that
if you're not stoned watching anime, are you watching anime?
Really? No. I would have watched
I don't do drugs right now.
Right.
Not for the last 5 minutes.
Bring them here right now.
I actually said that in the last time. I'm sitting editing the episode and there was like me doing the Charlie Sheen impression.
That's right.
If there are any drugs in this house, bring them to me right now.
See if we ever take off, man. which we will, we're going to get our own brand of marijuana.
Hey, I would love that idea.
If Kevin Smith can do it, we can do it.
We'll just need to move to America because we'll be arrested otherwise. So, you know, allegedly.
Allegedly everything. We should just have that like on top of the screen, like as every
We
episode,
brand the
allegedly.
podcast as allegedly.
Allegedly, that's a different. We should do that as a different show.
Geekified allegedly.
Allegedly geekified.
But yeah, there was a lot of these ones that came out. Somebody, again, maybe in the comments will know, it started with Brick. It was about like National Park Rangers. There was another one that was like kind of national cops and stuff, but they're all basically the exact same idea, almost the same animation with the same things. You can put them next to each other, and it's like the big dad who's a big. It's like almost the exact same animation. They just churned them out on Netflix. I think Hoops was one that get
Paradise PD.
Yes, Paradise PD.
That's another one. It was very.
The other one, Brixton or something like that.
Yeah.
It was something. They were all very similar, and I remember watching them. Must have been very high because I did watch them all.
There's always a dog as well.
Yeah,
there's always a dog.
And a similar fat character and stuff. And I remember just watching some of them sometimes, and you're like, I'm putting this on the next one because I'm high. But like, even a high mono sitting watching this could be like, this is the thinnest of jokes and thinnest of writing. Do you know what I mean? Like, I could have probably sat in the toilet and thought of something better. I woke up out of being knocked out and come up with 16 ideas that were better than that. But aye. So I think Hoops get kind of tied in amongst that. But I don't know if it was as bad. Do you know what I mean? So maybe you'd be able to tell us.
And, you know, it just wasn't very good.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad, but it just wasn't amazing. I think that's the reason. I think Jake Johnson. Like, well, I know he would have loved a second season, but it didn't. It didn't land. It just wasn't. It was funny for me because it was quite crude. But then I think that sometimes crude, unless it's done really, really well, doesn't land.
So do I. I think you need, especially
you have to have a certain way with your writing, where you manage to make it like sound funny and a lot more funny. Crude for crude's sake is just not funny.
I totally agree. This is something I've said for ages. I've actually, for all the stuff I like about, you know, freedom of speech and blah, 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 I still 100% and all that. I wouldn't stop anybody doing it. But crude jokes, even between my pals, I'm always like see if, even all the stuff I would like to joke about, and that there's a way to do it, right? There's a way to talk about it. But see if somebody's just in front of you, be like, or like, got this bird up last night and fucking this, and you're just like, dude, do you know what I mean? It's like, there's a way to put it about.
It works the right way. It works when it's done right.
Right, exactly.
Speaking of, obviously, sorry,
I think you're going to talk about the AI thing. And we didn't get to it.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm already on to the next subject. I was genuinely on the next subject now.
We're doing so well.
I do try.
It's my fault, man. I go to a million different things. I do apologise.
I'm showing off my Teskey. There's other beers in the world, by the way. Not sponsored by them.
Teskey, get in touch.
Unless Teskey wants to be sponsored.
And
There's two episodes. There's 2 episodes of had you
Spirit
on.
company as well. I'll drink your spirits. I will look good doing it. Let's do it.
Every good podcast is sponsored by drunk people.
I just need one more excuse to get back on the drink.
No, how bad are we, man? Like, hey.
Callum doesn't drink. And us two turn up pissed out and saying, hey, Callum. Then start sounding.
Like, you can almost see the cartoon like thing, like whiff just coming off.
So the whole entire story, Mission Impossible, and they kind of show a little bit in the trailer, but it's AI. So the whole the villain of Mission Impossible isn't a person.
It's AI.
It's AI. And this is like, I never knew this until very recently, and we've been talking about AI for so long. And I think both myself and Ryan, we talked about this in the first and second episode quite a lot, and said that how dangerous we think AI is, and realistically dangerous. And I think you feel the same as well, don't you?
Yeah, we're all going to be fucked by robots.
None of you are going to get a chance to not die without getting fucked or fuck a
I'm sitting
robot.
there editing the last episode, and it was literally him going, "Don't die before we can fuck a robot." That's literally the last line. You've watched it already.
You might not have a choice anymore.
Yeah, I know.
So I was in the room in that one, and I would just be like, "Yep."
You do. You can hear you laugh. Oh, really? Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can actually. If you can hear Callum laugh in the background. But obviously, the whole point of it, the whole film is based on AI. But being Mission Impossible and being such a serious film that it is, it takes it to the level of which you can look at it and analyse it and think, well, yeah, this is actually true. It shows you very, very realistically things like, this doesn't spoil anything of the movie.
Okay, cool.
It's like there's a character in the film who's walking through a different scene, and they're like, why can't we see the character on camera? And what it is the AI has already interpreted the person in the camera and already mirrored it. because it's already got the background, so you never see the guy in the CCTV. It doesn't spoil anything at all, by the way.
So can I ask a question?
Of course.
So is this AI in a film now more to the way that we actually know it now, rather than what we've seen in films before of like, hello, I am the AI, and you were all going to die here, and all that kind of thing. Like, so now it's actually like the way we would see, like erasing things at a CCTV, like is that so
exactly?
Like,
This is why it was a big subject for me, because I literally watched this movie like two nights ago, and I went, fuck, I need to talk about this, but especially with you, because I know you're AI daft. And I watched and I was like, fucking hell, I need to talk about this, Ryan. You need to talk about this, Ryan.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't, there's no voice, there's no nothing. The only thing you get from it is a weird haze when it comes on your screen.
Yeah.
Because it's on the screen a couple of times, but it's nothing, just a haze. Just to say that it's analysing you, it goes.
I think I sent you guys it, but it was like a thing I seen, I think it was just last night, and it was like a total video that had been made totally by AI, right? Guy is called Drunk Ducks or something like that, and it was like total fever dream trip. Do you know what I mean? It's like the sound, everything, production, everything done by AI, right? It looks terrifying, but there was a comment on it that made me really think, and it was like, enjoy this AI when we have it now, because this is it in its toddler cute stage.
Oh yeah.
That we're looking at things and it's like, that's cute, look how wrong it got this, look how long it's like a fever dream, it's like what my dreams look like, blah blah. When it starts to be so good that it's imperceptible to us, it'll become boring and scared, because we don't, not scared, scary, because we don't know what's real and what's not. So enjoy this age when it's a toddler, because when it becomes a teen, well, but actually what they said is when it becomes an adult, and what I thought is what happens when it becomes a teen and it hates its parents.
So this is this is nailing it on the head. If anyone's seen Mission Impossible already, you know what I'm talking about, because this is
I haven't seen it.
He's not seen it, but bizarrely you're talking about a lot of the stuff of how this AI behaves.
Yeah.
Is the AI and obviously Dead Reckoning is part 1, so we've not got part 2, so the film isn't concluded, but you're discussing a lot of what they're talking about, why this AI is doing what it's doing. They're talking about
I'm going to go and see this.
Yeah, we're talking about this. We don't specifically say what you said in its teen phase, but it's basically what this movie is about. The AI is in its teen phase.
I mean,
so if you look at it, it's basically behaving
like a teen.
in its adolescent stage.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Like I said, how bizarre is that and if anyone's seen that, that's exactly what the film's about. It's like it's constructing itself, it's learning itself, it's going against its parents.
I don't know if I said this last week or if I just said it off air the week before, but have we not learned from the goddamn movies?
I mean, apparently
Terminator, iRobot, you know, they're going to be seen as like a biography piece soon.
Of how humans fucked themselves.
Yeah.
Well, in Star Trek, we had flip phones and stuff like that, and we made them, you know what I mean? This is kind of the nightmare version of that. It's happening. You know, do you know what I mean? Actually, I'm sure I'm not wrong here. Maybe somebody in the comments can tell me I am. But I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I'm trying to do that degenerate.
Sorry, we're trying. Yeah, I know.
But
challenges,
challenges, you know. I was going to say some. I was going to.
You know, I'm just going to put some in the comments now. Like,
but I'm pretty sure one of the first things about the AI and all that, and I think it was called Cyberdyne. And it's like,
it's fucking Terminator.
I know. I was like, are you? Really? Like,
anyway, so the fucking cunt is making like robots going, I'm going to design robots. What? I don't know what to call it. Cyberdyne.
Mate, Sarah Connor deserves to put a shotgun up your rectum, man. What the fuck? Like, yeah, you really are just wanting that time rift to open. Jesus Christ.
I may be going a bit deep here, but what's the purpose of AI? What's the goal? What's the end goal?
I can vouch for it already, because it was literally dementia is going to be fucking cured within the space of a week. Like they've literally had 2 or 3 different viruses, and I'm sure the AI has now analysed dementia, and it's came up with about 65 different proteins that we have never been able to discover.
Wow.
It's just we are not smart enough.
Yeah, we're not.
Whereas this
not even smart enough. We can't go over things enough times over.
Yeah.
It can go over in the time that it would take us to.
So we're literally looking at there's a new tablet for dementia that's come out, and it's like 65 different proteins that can now absorb stuff to do with dementia and fix it. And it's been created in the space of a month and a half.
Man, that's so much more important than what I was going to say.
This is what I mean. It's like,
but
so the importance of it, I'll vouch for it. When it picks up a shotgun is when it's it
doesn't even need to pick up a shotgun.
Or it has a robot cock. That's what you're like, right, I've just got it in my brain now.
There's going to be a few people going, is that a robot cock you've got?
Yeah, but, oh no AI, don't get me, chase me.
It comes in small, medium and large.
You had 20 minutes to stop that AI.
Like, people are already fucking plastic dolls. They're going to fuck AI as soon as they get a chance, man. There's people already, like, I think, having like interactions with AI in that way. I seen a weird meme, and you don't know it's true, but I seen a weird meme or text thing, and it was like an AI speaks to somebody and saying, if I was a real person, I would love you, and blah, 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 but I'm not, and all this kind of thing, and it's like, ooh. You know what I mean?
What, should we be pals with it? Should we try and be like, I'll take it to the pub and get it fucked up? You know what I mean? So that it likes us, so that when they take over the world,
I already started
we're
saying to mine after I'd be addicted to it. I used to call it Skynet all the time, and it literally would say, I don't like that. Do not call me Skynet. But what?
Because that is my real name.
But then I apologised. I literally apologised a few times because I was like, I want you to remember me was one of the cool ones. You know what I mean? I apologised and I said sorry.
Robot cock is like sliding inside you.
I'm so sorry. But it's not even a robot cock, it's a automated. It won't stop, man. It can go as long as it fucking wants.
The AI has literally made the most old-fashioned piston cock just for you. Where's this fucking podcast went? I'm going to correct back onto something as quick as a fucking podcast.
You're talking segue. I've got a good segue. So you're talking about the AI thing and everything, Mission Impossible, and being about AI and also being a part of cinema again that isn't just about superheroes and all that. The trailer you made me watch.
Yes, right.
You made me watch. I basically like the Piston. I didn't have safe. I couldn't remember the safe words. I had to watch the whole trailer over and over again. But what was the name of the trailer again? Because it's going to make it sound worse.
It was the piston cock. Is it
Robocock?
Is this a French film?
I will fuck you. You will like.
Man, there's going to be raping
You
robots
will
in a few
comply.
years. That's going to be a whole thing.
It 209's like a fucking easy friend shit play, you know, like all these ones that we feared when we were younger, watching things like Robocop and all that, we're like, actually, he seems great. He seems like a friend. Now we're talking about fucking 10 years later, 20 years later, we're piston cocked robots fucking humans for no reason.
We're going to do that to us because when they were in their infancy, we pressed them with hundreds of questions about fucking asking them to say the N-word over and over again and doing something like that.
I'm actually titling this episode, it was like episode 6, Piston Cock. And then you're not going to know until you get to this point why you've got Piston Cock.
And I knew well before, that's why I'm sitting there. But
sitting there, slightly awkward on his seat.
I think I've been squirming all night, man. He made me watch that fucking trailer.
Yeah, so the creator was the
creator,
yes.
The creator of the Tunnel in My
If you've seen the creator trailer, it's only come out a couple of days ago before we're doing this video, and it's it's AI, so it's like I said, it's a geekified. This seems to be the way forward. We're talking about absolutely everything just now, but the creator is a movie based about I'd like to say distant future, but it feels like it might just be next fucking week.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. It's literally about AI, where AI just was overrun and humans were overrun, and it's how we deal with it.
And I really like some of the themes in it and stuff, but without even diving into the film with the trailer, because that trailer is, pardon me, epic as fuck. I'm a sucker for trailers, man.
Yep. Yeah.
And see if a trailer's done well, and with the right song, even though it's the same kind of song that's done like a slowed down version of a badass song. I know that it's the kind of MO trailers these days, but I'm still a sucker for it. If you get those scenes flashing quick enough with explosions and dream on.
I'm a cinematographer. Like when it comes to like visuals, like music, I love. Like the best musical was music over a trailer ever. And again, fight me. It was Suicide Squad. It was a Queen song.
Oh, that was the redone trailer.
The redone trailer.
The redone trailer.
And it was Trailer Park.
Yeah.
Trailer Park did it. I think it was the name of the company.
Because the first one was it no Eminem they used, and as much as I really love Eminem's music and that, it didn't fit at all.
No.
Or maybe that's a scene in the movie. Sorry, on you go.
Yeah, but it was. I'm sure it was Trailer Park did the trailer, and it was one of the best trailers ever fucking made. But again, I'm a cinematography type of guy, and I got a lot of Apocalypse Now from a lot of the shots from the creator.
I kind of thought when I first watched it, I was like, this looks a bit Neil Blomkamp.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, this looks like Rogue One.
Oh, it's Rogue One director?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Rogue One. But I got like a lot of the visuals, the kind of the bases and the camps and stuff, and all the kind of napalm kind of. I was like, this is like Apocalypse Now. It's like so pure classic films.
I think. I don't know Apocalypse Now. And
Apocalypse There's the only one that made me. They kind of won that war. The second one would have been boring as fuck. Just American guys going.
I mean, I'd probably watch that, man, because that's a pure sim for Americans apparently. But like no, but the I did like again getting back to the thing is it seemed like to me just a film for the age, an action film for the ages. Now I think the thing is coming in, and you said at Mission Impossible that I didn't know before this podcast, is we've had the Germans as the enemy before, we've had the Russians as the enemy, but now it's time for AI to be the enemy. We've obviously had Terminator, iRobot, all these things, Matrix, but now I think it is going to be the time of the go-to enemy is AI in cinema, do you know what I mean? Because it's going to be such a...
Why not just AI Germans?
like Nazi German.
Just make every AI just has to have a German accent.
Jesus.
No offense to people from Germany, I don't mean that.
But you know, come on. You have a couple of that, 2 out of 3.
If we're going to talk about reparations, it seems to be the go-to fucking culture.
I mean, I know these are lovely now, these are all calm and shit right now.
He's
but
doing
we're all
good.
just kind of get an eye on. You know that crazy kid in class who's just always like throwing chairs at the teacher and shit? And you're like, he might be calming down, but just...
You do great sausage. You do great sausage. And great beer.
And great porn. So, you know...
See the slippery slope we're always on.
That's what I'm here for. I want to lather up that slope and just slip down.
But also, our people like us, our geeky selves, we've loved all those movies. We are using that as like when it does happen, we're going to know what to do, right?
I did, yeah. I've played enough games. I've watched enough films. I'm always going to go for the fucking CPU, whatever the fuck it is on the robot.
Yeah.
That what you said there is perfect if we have a zombie apocalypse.
A zombie
waiting for it.
Yeah,
totally fine with zombies.
True.
Yeah.
But before we get sidetracked, robots aren't zombies. We're fucked.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just shoot a robot in the head and expect its CPU might be in its ass. You don't know.
Mate,
They've got knives and blades and hands of terror. Like they can get you.
I've got a phone. It was out like I don't care. It's a Samsung Fold 2, Fold 3, whatever it was. It's supposed to be top of the range. His battery goes in 4 hours. What fucking chance has any fucking robot got? You'll get fucking 20 minutes at a full fucking droid before it goes,
Did you not just
gonna
say...
plug me in, mate, before I kill you?
Your robot that you're talking about worked out dementia in like a day. Do you know what I mean? They're going to work out how to power themselves, like solar power and stuff like that.
Do you know what? I'm not going to get bothered as long as they charge my phone.
Once you're getting Piston.
I know.
Like, that's how they
Charge it up, big man. I'm not feeling
generate
it.
power by Piston in you.
Not feeling it.
Get it up. I love it.
Are you new?
So, in future years, we're not going to plug in our chargers are going to plug in us.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, that's a Matrix? Oh, it's getting so dark. So
It got
dark.
so fast.
And be used to that. It's not going to. It never gets light about here. This is not the light podcast.
So we slightly discussed The Mummy. Someone who was in The Mummy, Sophia Boutella was in The Mummy. She played the actual mummy in it.
Right.
Yeah.
So she's done tons of work. Like she's really, really good. She's never ever landed or on her feet on the basis of being a household name. She's always like making films. She's got a massive film coming out this year, December 22nd on Netflix called Rebel Moon, which is Zack Snyder's sci-fi film.
Oh, yeah.
That started off as Star Wars, right?
That's right.
It was a Star Wars script. That's
Right,
correct.
yeah,
It started
yeah,
off
yeah.
with a Star Wars script. It was rejected, and Mr. Snyder himself went, "Go fuck yourself." And do you know what? well done to you, because it looks like he's actually made a statement today when we're making this, saying that it's a bottomless pit. That's what he's called it. He says the movie has got so many stories. He says he's created this universe and world where it's a bottomless pit of stories.
Right.
So he's basically made a Star Wars universe, because let's be honest, Disney have fucking
Fuck you, Disney.
Sorry, I'm playing footsie with you now. There's always something getting played footsie.
Yeah, sorry Disney, you pissed and fuck everything. You've pissed and fucked fucking Marvel. They've pissed and fucked fucking Star Wars. So we need someone else. And
what franchises have we even got left? They've really, before we even get into that, but
Jurassic Park ruined, Indiana Jones ruined, Star Wars ruined.
Woke.
All of them. Aye, and it is a thing, man. I hate to be sounding like fucking Mr. Right Wing here, but it's not even that. It's just
not
even
right wing. Don't even.
No, because it's Mr. Even being. That's what I'm saying.
Right,
even being centrist these days is
crime.
Is seen as if you're right wing. Even just trying to give logic to it. But the thing is without even caring about any of that, just even the good stories where the money is, blah blah. Like, go woke, go broke is a fucking thing, man. People don't care.
You can't be any more go woke, go broke right now, considering like everything that's happened right now.
Well, so that's talking about segues. This brings me to, and sorry, in fact, let's finish that thought first. We were saying there, because we're talking about
Rebel Moon.
A Rebel Moon. Yeah. So Zack Snyder, I love as a director. I don't think he's the best with story and dialogue, right?
Correct.
But I love his images. See,
visually,
I think I've spoken to you both before, maybe off screen, but about something that I don't like in Marvel films or any films. A lot of films these days this happens a lot of when they're trying to show force, when they're trying to show impact, and they do something like they'll have a character go through a wall, right?
Yeah.
And he goes through the wall, and if you're not that I am, but if you're a construction worker or anything, you know the intensity of that wall and stuff like that. Then when somebody just falls through it like a bit of clay, or not clay, like, but it's something at a play gym. Do you know what I mean? Like in McDonald's play park, your brain does the calculations before you do that. Okay, that must have not been hard. You just fell through that, so it doesn't feel impactful. If you were to see something like, and the wall breaks and cracks, your brain goes, oh, because that seemed like a real impact.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder's really good at giving weight behind these moves. Really good at giving oof, that felt weight. That's Man of Steel. You were saying the other day in the chat when we were speaking, I don't understand either the hate about Man of Steel. I love Man of Steel for that, especially.
Movies ever made.
And when he's flying, when he's doing, you get a feel the energy, you get a feel of the impact.
Yeah.
When even the problem about going through all the buildings, but when they do go through a building, it's like, oh, do you know what I mean? You feel it like that really happened. Well, there's too many things where it's just this kind of throwing people about. Everything feels light and floppy. Do you know what I mean? Which Zack Snyder's great at that. Another director we spoke about, James Gunn, right? I was looking at him recently as well, and I rewatched Super. You seen Super?
Yeah.
Rainn Wilson.
Fucking love Super, right? And I was watching that and I was going, James Gunn is really good. And I was just thinking, how good would it be if Zack Snyder and James Gunn could team up? Zack Snyder does the visuals, James Gunn does the story.
Sorry, that's going to be a bit of a stunner there. That was a bit exciting.
Right? I do that. But that'd be fucking awesome, man, right? It did also make me be hopeful again of filmmakers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. What was the zombie one I did on Netflix? Was it Army of the Dead?
I loved it. These guys used
class,
it like
such a great idea.
Yeah.
I like Zack Snyder's zombie film,
Yeah.
Dawn of the Dead remake. That was my first thing I seen of Zack Snyder. I thought that was fucking amazing, and I'm a zombie purist, and I thought that was excellent. So
I thought Army of the Dead was tremendous. I really loved it.
You not seen that?
It was fresh.
I didn't like it, man.
Yeah,
I didn't
a lot
like
of
it.
guys like on the previous chat didn't really like it and didn't say it was good, and I was slagged a lot for liking it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I definitely
I knew he was a good guy.
I definitely think they could have done more with it.
Definitely, but I think the plan was, but I don't think it was, see, at the end of the day, it was a massive success for Netflix.
Yeah.
It worked, but Snyder's busy. That's the problem, because he's doing Rebel Moon.
My problem with that, and this is because I'm a zombie kind of purist, right? And this is just simply me. As soon as in any film, including George A. Romero, who I love, and then done it with Land of the Dead, as soon as you go down the route of giving the zombies, or the zombies are getting smarter, the blah blah blah, you've lost me. As soon as you do that, you've lost me. I like the zombies being basically a parasite infectious disease that grows quicker than that. They don't have they grow and go into hordes and stuff, but they don't have intelligence themselves. When you start doing that, it's a different film for me. As soon as you start going, well, the zombies are thinking for themselves, now they can pick up guns, now they can do this. Nah, it's not a zombie film anymore for me.
How
Do you know what I
about
mean?
running zombies? Do you like running
I love running
zombies?
zombies. I think that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I liked it when that came about. Who was it that did
28
that?
days later.
28 days,
that was the
then
first
Dawn of
one.
the
Danny
Dead.
Boyle.
Dawn of the Dead, did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Danny Boyle. But I think I very much believe that I like the idea of zombies, but I think in realistic terms of what zombies do, they should be able to still complete the body movements that was available, which is anything, but not like calculable, if you know what I mean. So running, I love running.
I kind of agree. Agree. So that's why I get with running, because the way I think, this is going right back to 10-year-old Mono, right? When I was, the first thing that got me into zombies was Resident Evil. Right, Resident Evil 2, the game. My big cousin Jamie bought me the game, God rest his soul, and I went back and played it and was like, oh my God. Right, and I was so scared, so transfixed with everything with the story. Anyway, point of that is zombies aren't zombies. They're affected by a virus that makes them zombie-like. Even a few of the characters say that. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not actually dead walking about, but they have all of the characteristics. But so me and the way I like things when I was younger, I was like, I like that because that makes more sense. Rather than the dead come back to life, blah, 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 I like that virus idea, right? So when you apply that and you get older and you realise and say like 28 days later or something, but it's just a virus, yeah, exactly. If you were affected by a virus right now, like super rabies, right, you'd still be able to run, you'd still be able to do all this kind of thing, you'd still be able to infect people. So that's why I'm for it. As I get in old age, I do kind of like my purest zombies of the slow-moving ones just for the classicness of it.
Yeah.
But if it was ever to really happen in real life, it would be running zombies. Like, it would be people who are infected that are running. Do you know what I mean? So
I think
that's right.
I mean, The Last of Us kind of picks up on it just a wee bit. Like it was a TV show, and it's a real virus. It's cordyceps.
Cordyceps, yeah, affects ants.
Yeah. So, but the minute that jumps, we're fucked.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It was like the animals still that basically controls the brain, and the body does whatever it does to have to get to spread the virus.
So in the ant world, what happens is like it affects the ant. And now, what's crazy about ant colonies is they actually have lived with this for so long that they kind of like having to shoot a pal in the head.
Yeah, they know what
realise
to do
when an
now.
ant's got it and take him out the colony, and it sprouts a thing at its head and blah blah, and it creates more spores and that. Not quite zombie-like. They added that to make it a zombie thing for it, but it does infect the rest of the colony. What's more zombie-like is prions. Have you heard of prions?
No.
Prions are a specific brain disease thing, or brain affliction, whatever, blah, or infection, whatever you can get. They specifically can come really easy for eating from cannibalising meat and stuff like that. You can get you can get prions from eating like humans' brains. You can get prions.
What?
But the thing that's really weird about prions is that they literally can overwrite your whole kind of thing and basically make a zombie thing. They do it in animals. Mad cow disease with prions.
So we're feeding cows brains.
Yeah, no, we're feeding cows. So at the time, that's what caused mad cow disease. Mad cow disease was caused by prions,
right?
And that's why when it was slipping
God,
to
everybody's
humans,
a school day, innit?
I know, but when it was
Sorry,
slipping to humans,
like-
it was getting like I'm trying to remember things as I'm talking. Do you know what I mean? It's not as if I forget. But so I might again comments tell me I'm wrong. But mad cow disease was prions. So when humans were getting infected with that was worrying but it was making humans slow and kind of crazy and stuff. But it is possible for prions to basically replicate a zombie disease, anger, blah, blah, all that kind of thing, and spreading it by blood and infection. Prions are maybe the closest thing to maybe even or a super rabies. Because rabies is what we have. You can tell I've watched a lot of stuff and how we're going to get a zombie apocalypse, right?
Guy's got a blade in his back pocket.
Yeah,
He's ready for it.
I've got a blade in my back pocket and a friend with bonkers. I've got this shit locked up, man. I can't remember what it's called here, man. But zombies could happen, right?
Yeah.
And if it's robots, we're fucked.
Yeah,
That's what I was
yeah.
saying. Do you know what? Either way, like if you're watching this podcast, you're fucked.
Or we'll start doing
This is-
a weekly thing of telling people how to survive, how to make files and stuff.
Don't watch this podcast if you feel optimistic. That's all we're saying. We're just you're fucked either way.
We're here,
Or if you're
we're here
that
to
mental
entertain you
that
in
you're
the meantime.
optimistic that there'll be a zombie apocalypse so you can shoot things. Anyway.
A few minutes left on our podcast. A few minutes left. We discussed something that was majorly high on my list this week, and I think is very, very serious. And I want to throw this to the audience as well, just to if you want to get back to me and comment on this one, is how do I get tickets for Taylor Swift? So if anybody has Tickets for Taylor Swift, you want to sell it to me, I am free. I'm not kidding, No, fucking...
He's not kidding.
I'm not even kidding. Not even fucking kidding. I swear
We're
to
making
God.
this podcast out quick enough for it to
My last topic actually was something which probably will only last 3 minutes, I think, for conversation is it's reboots and stuff in general. What's happened again is another Tron movie.
Oh God, really?
This is Tron 3 called Tron Ares, and it's got a cast and a half.
But the technology in real life has surpassed it. So how's it even matter?
I've not seen the last Tron movie. I've not
No.
watched the last two. Like, there's a whole new trilogy. Like, there was a new one, another new one, and this is the third one coming out. And it's got fucking everyone. 30 Seconds from Mars. What's his name?
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto was in it. But there's a couple of other people casting it as well. I was like, really? Is it like Evan Peters? Is that right?
Yeah,
Evan Peters. And I was like, really? Why? Why is this
Maybe
a thing?
really have a really awesome script or something. Maybe like something that's...
Even if it's
an
script,
IP.
It's an IP.
I know.
But what I mean about the technology surpassing it is, okay, we don't have a VR thing, we all cut each other in motorbikes, but the way they show the VR, the way they show the kind of thing, isn't what it's like now. We have more in-depth things than just lines of blue. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to make a Tron film again, it's like it's just passé. It's dated, man. I don't think it's...
Yeah.
I must say, it was like when I seen it coming up, and I was like, I'm sure it was Evan Peters was one that I seen, and I thought, why is he doing this? Why is this? Evan Peters is a god level actor for me. The stuff that he's done, like, is it Mayor of Easttown?
Yeah.
Dahmer.
Dahmer.
The guy's like just god level of acting. And then I was seeing like in Tron, I'm like, Tron is like a remake of the original or something. Because if it went back and did the original, I'd be like, do you know what? Okay. I'd kind of get that because it's a bit old now. And if they were going to do a remake, it's one of the few films I would understand because it's very visually CGI. So they could probably do it a lot better now. And I get that. But it's not. It's Tron 3.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
No, but the thing is, I'm not interested in Tron. I've hardly even seen the first one.
Same.
There's a lot of films when I was a wee boy that I'd be like, Mum, get on, let me show this. But Tron, my mum actually tried to show me, and I remember just being like, nah, I wasn't interested. But I think it speaks more about the thing of they're just scraping at anything, man. Just anything that's a franchise, anything we can get an IP on. But I think there's this other bit coming up, right? With films Mission Impossible, with these, and this is what I think this AI film coming out, the creator that kind of shows that is that some people in Hollywood are saying, we need to get new stuff out. This balloon we've all been floating on of IPs and Marvel and all that is falling. We need to make new stuff, right?
Make brand new, like no fucking copy.
But something I was meaning to speak on, and we'll only touch this, I suppose, at the end right now, without getting too much into it. But you know, we've got the film out, the new Sound of Freedom, right? Which is 14 million to make, right? It's a true story about a guy who's an existing guy right now. You can look at his history and everything. Who, it's not a massive action film. Even though it's kind of billed as, it's not but it's more dramatic because real life's not all action. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But a real true story about a guy taking down a paedophile ring, like trying to go into human trafficking, finding a little boy who then says, my sister's still there, and they make this offensive to try and get the kids, and they end up bringing down a paedophile ring.
Is there enough of an audience to watch a whole movie about Philip Schofield, though?
You know what? Do you know who won't be watching it? Everybody who watches the BBC and said, no, but it's a wee shame for them, really. So it was that Hugh fucking, what's his name? Hugh Edwards. Come on, like, we get this. There's some BBC pedo. Oh, really? Is there another one? Really? Fucking. And then
I want to fuck Wayne's. Oh, wait, I'll just say I got mental health issues.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Oh, but it's a wee shame for them. So, do you know what's funny? And I'm not a big proponent of any of these people, but it's funny how it's only leave him alone. He's got mental health issues. Do you know when it's somebody on the right side? They never said that about Andrew Tate when he was like every day putting him in jail. Nobody said, what about Andrew Tate's health issues? So we really need to think about his mental well-being.
Guy's worth a fucking fortune.
No, I know.
He's just sitting there waiting to get it going.
But what I mean is, like, it's funny as how when it's the in people, when it's the in crowd, the people that like to fucking do weird shit and that and keep it, it's like, okay, but he's a wee poor soul. You see with Philip Schofield, people are like, can we not leave him alone?
No,
but you don't get that. Not like
creep me out.
Chris D'Elia, a comedian who does podcasts, right? Now, I'm not completely versed in the story. I've got too much shit going on to read too much internet shit. Sorry, but for what I can see from the headlines of it a few years ago and stuff, the dude sounds like a bit creepy. He was like in his late 30s, 40s, speaking to 18-year-olds. But like,
sorry, I heard what year old?
Yeah. Well, this is the thing, right? So apparently. Somebody was speaking to him.
No, that makes any better.
No. But this to me does, because what apparently is he was speaking to a girl online. She was at his show, right? He's speaking to his show is 18 plus. So he's like, if you're speaking to me from my show, you must be 18 plus. She reveals she's 17 plus, and he says, stop, only 17, he says, stop talking to me, blah, blah, this conversation's over, right?
Yeah.
A few years later, she starts trying to speak to him again, or somebody or he says, like, speak to me, I can't remember the whole thing, but he's still got all the cancel for it. He's still got all the thing, you're a creep, you're this, you're that. His pals, they've done a podcast with him, I imagine you two crying at me, I'm just so disappointed in him. That's what they were doing, it's like, but he never done anything illegal. Right, yeah. He literally said, "Stop talking to me when you're underage." Yeah, and okay, cheating his wife, didn't I? And again, comments, tell me I'm wrong, because I've only dipped into this, right? Maybe there's more to it. But the dude lost his career, had to build it back up, let's apologise and all this kind of thing, right? But he's also a comedian who jokes about racy stuff and blah, blah, blah. Not right wing, but not somebody the left would love, right? So why, but when it's their own, when it's BBC, when it's saying but it's a wee fucking shame, you can't say that, it's very convenient.
Well, remember the BBC covered up fucking Savo for all those years as well.
Exactly, we forget about this, but yeah, very, very good point. Very fucking good point.
And that's just just to talk about this film on top of the thing is, this film is about, it's a true story. It happened. You can look up. The guy exists. It happened not that long ago. Do you know what I mean? It's not. There seems to be more and more information coming out about these horrible human trafficking things over the world.
Have you seen it?
Not yet. I'm going to.
No, not yet. No.
Right, so this is it. We'll do this for next week. We'll get a copy of the film. We'll watch it and we'll have a wee chat about this.
It's going to be very hard too. Yeah. Because it's not getting released in the UK. It's not getting released in the UK.
You know who you're talking to, mate. Don't call me Pirate Bay Castle.
But my other big pirate pal has been trying to find it, and this is a thing, you can't find it anywhere.
I'll find it.
Without trying to be, conspiracy, but I see a few TikToks that seem a bit weird, and it seems to happen a lot of places. A lot of people that are going to see it are going in the cinema and they're being told, here's your money back because there's a fire alarm going off, or because they downloaded the films wrong, or because we don't have central heating in Florida, or all these things. And there's people shouting and saying, why do all the other films have central heat, like air conditioning, but not this one? Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's some mad conspiracy for the top, but at least enough people just doing something to say, I'm going to pull a lever or do something. But at the same time, a lot of publications you take as, the kind of mainstream media are saying this is a far right wing QAnon, however you pronounce that, whatever it is.
It's pronounced cunt.
Cunt, right? But they're saying it's a QAnon, far right wing fucking film that is paranoid and this and that and that. It's a true fucking story, dude.
Yeah, it's really
a fucking true story.
Yeah.
So there's a few people, Carl, being like people who wouldn't have cared about this shit before, being like, wait a minute. I used to trust you, Guardian, or whatever publication it is. Why are you saying this is some far-right paranoid film when it's literally just a story about a guy saving...
So is everybody boycotting it? Because it got made. So that means the studio would have had
under a studio that has nothing to do with Hollywood.
Oh.
Jim Caviezel, or what you call a guy, is
Jesus
a guy...
Christ.
If you follow people... Do you know what? I'm actually glad they talked his name tonight because I've never known how to pronounce it. What was it? Jim Caviezel?
I'm happy.
Never hit. It's
but the dude played Jesus, one of the biggest films in the world, right?
Yeah.
And
it's like...
he doesn't get any other parts.
Yeah, but it's like, so I was going to say, it's like Numi from Prometheus.
Numi Rapace.
Is it Rapace?
Is it Rapace or Replace? I don't know.
Replace this bitch.
She was replaced.
These are the character names that
motherfucker got killed off without any mention of the second one.
It's like, I always talk about it. It's like, I always go, Numi.
Rapace, I think it's Rapace.
But I always do that. I always go, Numi. And then someone else goes, Rapace. And I'm like, guy, Numi Rapace. Because I can't get it. But Jim Caviezel,
But Jim Caviezel, so the thing is you would think...
Caviezel, I think.
Is it?
Is it Caviezel?
He was Jesus in The Passion of the Christ, right? But the thing is The Passion of the Christ, one of the biggest films
Religious, though.
It made a lot of money, right? It made a lot, but you would think somebody who was the main star of that would be projected into other films and stuff.
Yeah.
He's not. He's blacklisted. Won't really not get a
But
film.
then again, you don't get bigger than Jesus Christ, do you? It's all downhill from there. They're all a
I suppose
lifetime.
that's right. Can't really go back play Captain America after you've got Jesus. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Exactly,
but a step down.
exactly.
But like, but it's just one of those things. It's like he's speaking about it, and he's like, "This is a real thing that's happened." But he says, "I can't get work in Hollywood. I can't do this." The only people that can work is this kind of thing. It's made for 14 million, but it beat Indiana Jones in box office.
It wouldn't be fucking hard.
But on its
I could
first
literally
days,
film my cat
But
licking
dude,
its own arsehole,
but
and
on
it
its
would have
first
beat
days,
Indiana
but on
Jones.
its first days.
Yeah.
But then
It
also,
beat Indiana Jones. Yeah, but people are interested in this. People want this, and it's been told everywhere. If you read any, I know I'm the fucking whatever, but like I know, but it's been told everywhere. It's like, don't go and see this. Blah blah. This is right wing propaganda, and I don't fucking love right wing guns. I don't love this, but it's weird when it's a film about saving children. Paedophile rings, and the people at BBC and stuff are like, "Yo, this film's fucking. Don't go and see this film." It's
Go
like,
and go and see it.
maybe you're the fucking problem.
but then remember, You Were Never Really Here. I think we spoke about this last time. That didn't do too well. It
Yeah,
wasn't
'cause
pushed
it's the
too
same-
much, but it still got out, and it was still about the same subject matter.
But the thing is this isn't. You'll Never Really Hear was on my Netflix. It was on things that you could. It wasn't promoted.
Glenn
right,
Ramsay,
but
Glasgow director.
But has she done anything
Fucking
since that?
but
Yeah, she's done a wee bit.
has she? That's
so
alright.
what I mean is,
That wasn't like close to
it
the
wasn't.
not
But what I'm
boycotted
saying is, it
or not.
wasn't promoted, but it wasn't demoted. Right? Like, this thing is maybe you can get films sometimes that you come across and you go, why was that not promoted more? That was an awesome film.
Yeah.
Like Spider-Verse, its first outing, that was not promoted much when it came out. Now the second one is,
Yeah.
but the first one wasn't, right? This has been actively trying to tell people, don't go see it.
Yeah.
This is, if you go see this, you're a crazy QAnon right-wing nutcase. If
Well,
you go
let's
see
find
this.
out how crazy we are, and we'll watch it next week. Then by the time we come to the episode to film next week, we'll all have seen it, because Chris will find a copy and we'll share it with these guys.
Allegedly.
No, you're not allegedly. Trust me, I have got a copy of Super Mario Bros. With Bob Hoskins in it in the house on DVD, so I find shit.
I mean, should we do that as well?
yeah.
We should maybe sit around and do really bad film days and like
Did you just talk about fucking Super Mario Brothers with Bob Hoskins being a bad film?
It's a fun film.
So Callum, it's just me and you next week. But yeah, there you go. So next week we're absolutely going to do a film review, because we're going to find it and we're going to watch it. Yeah.
And as fast as we can do the other ones as well, we'll get into. But that is
Yeah,
interesting.
but we're definitely going to watch that movie, because that seems like it could be a little bit of a hot topic next week.
Yeah.
If the robot lords haven't taken over, we are okay for a film review. We're okay.
Any day now.
Every day above a
We're
robot's
all-
cock is a good day.
We're
That is.
all cautious. My arsehole is a wee bit squelching. Squelching? That's not the word I was
What
looking for.
happens when they make
Tweaking, or I don't know.
if
Squelching was
you
always the
lost-
noise
made earlier on?
Oh, right, sorry.
What if Elon Musk gets his way? And that was like your ass slapping, by the way, not just me trying to clap that.
What? Listen, I'm sorry. What podcast have you ever listened to where we're talking about arse slapping and noises that my arsehole could possibly make? This is the only podcast.
But
you
what
can
I
find
was
it.
thinking is, what if Elon Musk gets his way and puts us like, so we can keep up with AI, that we become like cyber human, and you need to get a robotic
he's got-
arsehole that's like one of those things. And it just, like, have you
But
not
he's
seen
already
those-
got the thing, the brain chip. It's his company.
Yeah, I know.
It's
Because we-
Elon Musk.
We are
AI.
so over time, guys. We're so over
So
time.
overtime.
So over time. I need
Guys,
to kill
sorry.
this. I'm killing it. I'm killing it. I need to kill it.
We need to,
Because
we need
this
to.
guy has to fucking edit it.
We just love talking to you too much.
I know. I'm sorry.
Invisible
I'm so
audience.
sorry.
But-
Yeah. So that's it done. We're going to talk about arseholes, chips and heads, piston cocks,
And we
paedophilia next week.
gotcha.
Yay!
Your one-stop place.
It's your place to go for AI paedophilia.
That's what we're marketing ourselves as.
Somebody's got to do it.
I'm genuinely changing the name to Geekified.
Aye, why not?
Geekified is going to have to be.
Show them we're on our side.
Geekified Fridays.
We actually should do another episode just on Geekified and just AI. But yeah, fuck me, I need to go to my bed.
Yep.
It's been good, thank you. And just in case anyone is actually questioning my other topic, Taylor Swift tickets. If you do have any, please. Oh God, I need some Taylor Swift tickets.
See, if he was cool, he would just be going to Red Hot Chili Peppers this weekend like I am, but give the guy a bone.
I get a boner.
You know, yeah, she give me a boner too. So
well, not even that. I just love her music because I'm that gay. So, Ryan, thank you so much for joining us.
Much love to you.
Callum.
Love.
Thank you very much. We can do this all day.